Hi everyone, Dr. Drew Ramsey here. Welcome back. I want to talk about some quick mood boosters. Bad moods are part of life. A 2018 study showed that the average American has between 3 to 4 bad moods a month. I've seen data also saying, 1 to 2 bad moods a month. So no matter what, we're all kind of going to struggle with some bad moods sometimes. So I wanted to give you some of my quick tips. Now, these tips are quick mood boosts. They shouldn't really be mistaken for getting involved in mental health treatment. If you're having recurrent bad moods, you're feeling down, sad, anxious, it's really getting in the way of your functioning, make sure to talk to someone about getting some appropriate professional care. Otherwise, for regular old run-of-the-mill bad moods, here's my thoughts. Number one, I think that you should identify the cause with a caveat. Knowing the cause of your bad mood doesn't make it better. What it does do is it stops your mind from ruminating and looking and wondering why you're not feeling well. One other quick tip on this is to understand that things in mental health are what we call multi-determined. There are often many different causes. So you're in a bad mood maybe because you skipped lunch and you got some bad news at work and you're not really feeling so good in your relationship and you got a little triggered by this or that. A lot of things inform your mood, so try and identify the cause as a first step. Now, these next ones are interventions or ideas, things that you can do that quickly boost your mood, and they're really intended for things that you can do yourself, right? You can get out and at least do a little something to feel better. So let it out. Now, whether this is just saying it out loud in the privacy of just your own mind, or whether it's I would think really verbalizing it is helpful. I'm feeling bad because of. Some people like to get a little more primal and scream a little bit or yell. It depends, of course, how private you are in a situation, but to let out some of the feeling is a really important first step, and to be vocal and active about it if you can. All right, next I would say is find a animal friend, spirit creature, emotional support animal. If you have a cat, a pet, a bunny, whatever it is, I've got a horse, make sure and engage with that animal. They're great for stress relief. They're great mood boosters. They kind of take us out of the human, mental, intellectual thinking world and into that just kind of more feeling world. If you don't have a pet and you like animals, and go to the dog park or a park, engage with some other people's pets. Next up would be play your hype song. Now, music is really tied to our emotions. There's lots and lots of research on this, but having a playlist of some songs that reliably get you in a good mood, or if you're in a little bit of a funk, kind of help you just feel a little bit more. Sometimes that can be a little bit somber or pensive music, if that's the mood you're in, but have some energetic, what I call your hype songs that really, time and time again, get you singing along and feeling good. All right, next, along with that hype song, I would encourage a physical meditation. A lot of times people think that meditation is sitting still and just calmly breathing, and often it is, but there are also physical meditations. I learned a lot about these from one of my mentors, Jim Gordon, at the Center for Mind Body Medicine. And one of my favorites that Jim taught me was a jumping meditation, where you just kind of keep jumping over and over again for about 3 or 4 minutes. Really always kind of puts me in a fun mental state, helps me boost my mood. So a physical or active meditation. Next up, clean. Now, set a timer, 20, 30 minutes, and just get yourself a little more tidy. Get your desk tidy, clean out your car, maybe get a little corner of your garage a little tidied up, whatever it is. It's going to help boost your mood because it helps you accomplish something. It's really a way of expressing a commitment to yourself, a notion that, hey, you're going to transcend this mood, and you're going to then have a kind of organized palette from which to paint. So clean up a little bit. Next up would be prescription brain food. There are 2 ways really that food and mental health in this setting can work. Now, when we look at the data overall, we're thinking about dietary pattern and how that affects mental health, or specific interventions like getting people to eat more real whole foods and how that affects mental health outcome. However, in an acute setting, in getting some of your favorite foods, engaging, if you like cooking and preparing your food, engaging in those behaviors, I get a lot of mental health benefits from chopping up vegetables. So there's a food SIBO effect, that you're taking care of yourself, you're engaging in these healthy behaviors. And then there's also that feeling you get of sustaining yourself with really good, delicious brain food. Lots of other videos on which foods you should pick, but engaging in some healthy eating, emotional eating that is the best of emotional eating. It's emotional eating that is in response to feeling upset or down, but picking the foods that are going to feed our mental health and sustain us. Next up is nature. Nature being in a natural environment surrounded ideally by some green, some trees. This is known to improve mood and boost mood. A lot of hospitals actually are now designing green spaces because when people are around them, we feel better. So utilize this to your advantage. Get out, go for a walk, go to a park, maybe plan a weekend away or camp for a night if you haven't done that for a long time. Get out into nature and really try and be present and mindful. Right? Nature works best when we smell it, when we use all of our senses, when we really listen. So use nature. It's a great way to boost your mood. And then lastly is to communicate. Two of my favorite ways to do this. One is to write in a journal. So I'm communicating with myself, trying to really work that relationship with the self. And then the other is to call the right person. A lot of times we get this instruction to communicate and let it out, and the caveat with that is to really make sure it's the right person, someone who if you're in a bad mood or in a funk is going to be supportive, maybe isn't going to try and fix things, but is going to listen, maybe even commiserate a little bit, but that over your time with that person, you've spoken with them when you're not feeling great, and it's helped. So choose the right person and communicate. Those are some of my tips for boosting mood in the short term. Please leave some comments on what works for you. There are so many things. I think an important final idea about this is to choose what works for you. Lots and lots of people have ideas about what can boost mood, and lots of studies have been done, but finding your tools and making sure you've got them in your toolbox of things that help you when you're in that inevitable bad mood that happens to everyone. When you're in that state, finding the things that really help you feel better is really imperative to taking care of your mental health and improving your mental fitness. I'm Dr. Drew Ramsey. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos, and check out some of the resources I have on my website, drewramseymd.com. I'll see you soon. Take care.